coming up tonight on the news at 6. The COVID-19 vaccine is here in Montana, and 6 Bozeman healthcare workers are the first to get it. Plus, how one organization is helping the elderly feel a little less lonely during the pandemic.
From Montana's news leader, this is MTN News at 6.
Good evening. Welcome to the News at 6. I'm Marian Davidson. Thanks for joining us. Well, our top story tonight, COVID-19 vaccines arrived at 2 Montana hospitals today, and the first people have been vaccinated. St. Vincent Healthcare in Billings and Bozeman Health Deaconess both got their shipments today. Bozeman Health got 975 doses around 9:30 this morning, and this afternoon, the first 6 people in the state got the COVID-19 vaccine. There are 6 healthcare workers at Bozeman Health Deaconess Hospital, and we were able to ask them questions right after they got vaccinated. And here's the general response of how the employees felt as a whole.
We're on our way to society getting back to some normalization.
Feels like there's a light at the end of that long tunnel, and we still have a long way to go. And as you mentioned, masks and social distancing and the PPE we use and all the measures we've had in place remain just as important as they were before this.
The hospital says they should be getting a new shipment of vaccines every week in the near future. They also think it will take until the end of the month to get all the healthcare workers vaccinated. And in Helena, the first doses of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine are expected to arrive at St. Peter's Health tomorrow. St. Peter's recently got an ultra-low temperature freezer to store the vaccine. They plan to start vaccinating critical COVID-19 response staff this week. The Montana VA will get Moderna vaccine doses. The FDA is meeting Thursday to give emergency authorization of the Moderna vaccine, and the VA expects to get their first doses sometime next week. Critical COVID-19 response staff will be vaccinated first. And this morning, representatives from Benefice and the Great Falls Clinic told MTN their shipments of the vaccine will arrive tomorrow or Wednesday. The shipments will arrive together because only Benefice has the ultra-cold storage required to store the vaccines. The clinic plans to start vaccinating their healthcare workers by Thursday, and Benefice did not say when they will start their vaccinations. The United States surpassed 300,000 COVID-19 related deaths today, and while we have seen some of the deadliest days in the pandemic over the last month, it is important to put the numbers into perspective as we approach the end of the year. MTN's John Riley does just that.
A meme has been making the rounds on social media comparing recent daily COVID-19 related deaths to other casualty events in American history. While the recent daily death totals for COVID in the United States are a grave reminder of how many lives are being lost during the pandemic, it's not entirely fair to make a direct comparison. A terrorist attack or a natural disaster are devastating, but they are limited to a single area. The COVID-19 virus is affecting millions of Americans across the entire country over a long period of time. The CDC determines top mortality rates based on the number of deaths in a given year. In an average year, around 7,700 Americans die every day. 1,700 from heart disease, 1,600 from cancer, 450 from accidents, and 132 attributed to suicide. Montana averages 24 deaths a day. Around 6 a day is associated with heart disease, 6 with cancer, 2 with chronic lower respiratory disease, 1 to accidents, and less than 1 to suicides a day. The COVID-19 daily average since cases were first reported in the country comes out to around 910 COVID deaths a day, 3 a day for Montana. However, recent months have seen an exponential increase in the number of cases and deaths reported in the country. Just the month of November saw an average of 1,300 COVID deaths a day nationwide and 10 COVID deaths a day in Montana. The CDC tracks excess deaths, or deaths that are above the yearly averages, to gain a better perspective on public health crises. From January through October, the United States has seen 299,000 deaths more than a typical year during that time. 2 out of 3 excess deaths have been attributed to COVID. Reporting in Helena, John Riley, MTN News.
Montana did not release updated COVID-19 totals for the state today due to an upgrade to the COVID-19 reporting system. However, county health departments reported 4 additional deaths, bringing the statewide total to 840 individuals. All right, now it's time for First Weather with Chief Meteorologist Curtis Grevenitz. Good evening, Curtis.
Well, good evening, Mary. Good evening, everybody. Finally, a little more like December out there, at least over the last couple of days. Cooler temperatures, a little snow, but also some nice sunny periods through the weekend. Had a little snow come through last night into this morning, mainly in the southern part of the state, but there you can see that snow moving out, and we have another few opportunities at some storms here this week. If you watched last week, I talked about 7 areas of low pressure that were out in the Pacific. Well, one of them kind of came through. You could see that little dip in the jet stream and that little swirl right there moving into the Four Corners states. And we have a few more that are out here in the Pacific that are moving into the western part of North America. I say North America because the center of the low pressures are really moving up into western Canada, and with that track, that certainly does favor the continental divide and then west of the divide here for more in the way of snow. So a little snow potentially over the next few days into this weekend, but you'll be able to brush it off like you did out there today, really not needing a shovel or a snowplow by any means. The worst part of the weather, the wind. The wind will be picking up after it's been a little lighter out there today. And are you dreaming of a white Christmas like myself? Well, we may have to dream. I'll let you know the prospects of snow the week of Christmas. That's coming up.
Thanks, Curtis. Montana's 3 electors cast their votes for President Donald Trump at the state capitol in Helena this afternoon. The electors, Becky Stockton of Helena and Thelma Baker and State Representative Brad Cheetah, both of Missoula, met in a committee room on the ground floor of the Capitol. Chosen by the state Republican Party, they cast their votes for President Trump, who won Montana by 16 percentage points over Democrat Joe Biden. Once the votes were cast and collected, the electors signed certificates that are forwarded to the President of the U.S. Senate, the state's chief federal judge, the National Archives, and Montana Secretary of State Corey Stapleton. Only half a dozen members of the public were in the room, mostly friends and family members of the electors. Stapleton presided over the ceremony and thanked Montana's voters and election officials for conducting what he called a fair, accurate, and open elections.
If a candidate was required to win states instead of just popular votes, however, it would be more likely that he would have wide-ranging support outside his home state. This was a concern for smaller states that feared the domination of the presidency by states with larger populations.
Montana's choice for president is Donald J. Trump, and for vice president, it is Michael R. Pence.
A Democrat has not won Montana's electoral votes since Bill Clinton won the state in 1992. And late this afternoon, President Trump announced Attorney General William Barr is stepping down. On Twitter, he praised Barr and says the early departure is so Barr can spend the holidays with family. Trump was reportedly frustrated. Barr refuted his false claims of widespread election fraud after the DOJ found no evidence of it. The source says the president was also angry Barr kept under wraps the investigation into Hunter Biden's taxes. And our MTN team recently dug through the archives back to 25 years to 1995 to relive one of Montana football's best years as they captured the national title. So, starting tonight, we kick off a 3-part series, 95 at 25. Our sports team caught up with some of those key players from that magical season. Tonight, we will hear from the defense. They had one of their best performances in the national title game, holding Marshall on the final drive of the game. On Tuesday, tomorrow, we will catch up with Dave Dickinson and Matt Wells on what made that year's offense so special. And finally, on Wednesday, it will be 25 years to the day of that victory. We will look at how that win lifted Grizz football into the upper echelon of the FCS and 1AA. And still ahead on the news at 6, 25 very special pets are looking for specific homes. The details coming up next.
Montana's news leader. You're watching MTN News at 6.
Welcome back to the News at 6. Thanks for spending some time with us this evening. Well, the Rocky Mountain Development Council, Area 4 Agency on Aging, is giving out lifelike robotic pets to senior citizens. The Joy for All companion pets were bought with CARES Act funding and a donation from Blue Cross Blue Shield. RMDC was able to buy about 25 different cats and dogs, and now they're looking for homes in need of a furry companion. Education and Outreach Coordinator Michelle Mathot says these pets are especially helpful for senior citizens who have Alzheimer's or dementia.
You know, of course, we're worried about social isolation. Folks that are aging in place and maybe are doing okay on their own, but they're still going to get lonely. So these pets are really going to help with loneliness, stress, anxiety.
We at first were pretty skeptical about these pets, but now that we have them and now that we're seeing them getting in the hands of people and seeing what they do, seeing is believing kind of thing, because people are really enjoying and taking off with them.
Now, there is a short application to fill out in order to see if you or someone in your care qualifies for one of the robot pets. For a link to the application, head on over to our website, ktvh.com. All right, now with another look at the weather, Chief Meteorologist Curtis Grevenitz.
All right, let's look from tomorrow, Tuesday, all the way to next Tuesday, the Tuesday before Christmas, at snowfall accumulation. Mainly west of the Continental Divide. Here we are into Thursday, this weekend here, and into next Monday and Tuesday. I know, it's kind of the computer model ran out there, but we could have a little snow Monday and Tuesday. Our best chance at maybe ensuring a white Christmas for the lower elevations. More in the forecast plus weather-wise coming up next.
Starts now with Chief Meteorologist Curtis Grevenitz.
All right, welcome back. Unusually mild and sunny weather stretched from pretty much Thanksgiving through the beginning of December. While this was generally a pleasant period, the weather was not so kind in the mountains. In this week's Weatherwise, the snow situation has taken a turn for the worse. While most of Montana basked in delightful December sunshine and record warmth, the conditions were not kind in the mountains. What started out as a healthy early season snowpack has dwindled. Many of Montana's water basins are still close to average, if not slightly above average, but this can be attributed to early season snows. The farther west in the state, the worse conditions are, with some mountain ranges between 67 to 75% of average. La Niña conditions still exist and will persist for this upcoming winter. The snow will come, especially west of the Continental Divide. However, when the snow does come, the recent dry and warm conditions have created a base layer that could lead to significant avalanche danger. For nearly 2 weeks, snow did not fall in the mountains. Temperatures were above freezing, sunshine and wind over this period created a Teflon hard surface. As the weight of new snow builds on this frictionless layer, the snow will have the propensity to slide. Given the significant thickness of the layer at the bottom of the future snowpack, avalanche danger could persist through this upcoming winter into spring. So if you plan on heading into the backcountry, please take this into consideration, dig your snow pits to assess the local conditions, and follow the best avalanche safety you can. And now, you're a little more weatherwise. Yeah, that snow is coming, but mainly in the mountains here. Not much in the lower elevations. Cold enough for snow, 27 degrees in Great Falls. Light southeast wind at 6 miles per hour. Enjoy the little break in the wind because there will be the wind ramping up a little later this week. A breezy, blustery, brisk day in Helena, 34 degrees. Feels like 27 right now. Check out Jordan. All the way down to 16 in Glasgow. A little warmer the farther west you go in the state here. And I mentioned the wind, not really much of an issue right now, but Cutbank starting to see that wind ramping up here. That snow that we saw last night into this morning, kind of moving on out. But there is another system, the leading edge of the next storm, just beginning to show some rain off the coast of Washington and Oregon. A couple of snow showers, areas of snow through the Rockies and the northern plains. Great Lakes looking at some lake effect snow, and there was a little system that moved up the east coast here. The east coast will get really hit hard by major nor'easter coming up this Wednesday and Thursday. Could be as much as 2 feet of snow on the coast coming up in just a couple of days. But here in Montana, not so much. Partly cloudy skies here tonight. Tomorrow, maybe a little sun early. There will be more sun the farther east you go in the state because Look at the cloud cover increasing with some of that snow increasing through the afternoon, mainly up into the higher elevations. Well, late tomorrow afternoon and evening, we could have a few snow showers come down east of the Continental Divide here, but very little, very light, not much at all. Again, you could just kind of brush that off, so to speak. A few snow showers will continue in the mountains through Tuesday night into Wednesday. Well, look at Wednesday, a nice, mostly sunny day here for most of the state. But then clouds increase once again late on Wednesday ahead of the next system coming in. So through tonight into tomorrow with the next storm, we're likely looking at just a little snow here on the divide, which is about right here, and then west of the divide. Some of the mountain ranges here east of the Continental Divide will pick up a little light snow, but really not much until for the lower elevations here. But let's look long range again, and there's that little system coming through tomorrow night into Wednesday. Wednesday is mostly sunny into Thursday. Increasing clouds, snow in the mountains west of the divide. Thursday night, there will be a little cold front that kind of dips down here into the northern part of the state, briefly turning things colder here. And then heading into Friday and the weekend, notice most of that precipitation again in the mountains west of the divide. Sunday, we could have a little mix of some rain and snow, but here is our best chance for a white Christmas with a system coming through Monday into Tuesday. That may produce enough accumulating snow in the lower elevations. It could hold on, cross your fingers for Christmas Day. Tonight, certainly cold out here, out the High Line, single digits and teens, right near 20 degrees around Lewistown, and teens to about 20 close to the Helena area. For tomorrow, again, a little sun early, clouds increasing west to east through the morning hours. The wind will increase as well. Late tomorrow evening, Great Falls, Helena, around the areas near the cities, there could be a couple of snow showers. For Wednesday, system moves out. We're mostly sunny. The next one moving in here, mainly west of the divide. Thursday, a couple of snow showers in the mountains. Here's that little cold front that will chill things down Thursday night into Friday morning. And then for Friday, cold high pressure, sunny skies east, clouds increasing once again west. So we've got the storms are active. They're heading towards the state, but the pattern is for the accumulating snow in the mountains and then west of the divide. Saturday and Sunday, a little warmer and windy up into the 40s. Monday and Tuesday, that's our best shot at some snow that could hold on for Christmas Day and for Great Falls. Windy and mild through this weekend. A little cooler with a shot of some snow Monday and Tuesday.
Thanks for that, Curtis. Coming up, we'll tell you about a COVID-19 friendly way to support local nonprofits and get in the holiday spirit.
Montana's news leader. You're watching MTN News at 6.
Welcome back to the News at 6. The Helena Holiday Cruise is not just a COVID-safe holiday activity, it also supports local businesses and nonprofits. Organized by the Helena Community Foundation, the cruise is a self-guided tour of some of the area's best Christmas lights. Tickets get you hot cocoa or cider in a I Heart Helena thermos, sweet or savory snacks, and a map of the best places to see lights, including some set to music. Proceeds benefit nonprofits struggling during the pandemic. Organizers said they are looking to bring some holiday cheer while also helping out the community.
So you really have some time just with your family or friends, with the people in your vehicle to, just enjoy something that's, really lovely at this time of year and that is, again, totally safe.
The Helena Holiday Cruise is scheduled for December 19th and 20th, and people will sign up when they when they sign up, they will also get their goodies at the same time as they purchase a ticket. The tickets are selling fast, and the last day to buy them will be Wednesday if they have not already sold out. And we'll wrap things up here on the News at 6 when we come back.
News leader. You're watching MTN News at 6.
Welcome back to the News at 6. I know that it is getting darker earlier and earlier here, but in parts of South America, night fell in the middle of the day today. It was a rare total eclipse of the sun. It was visible across a section of southern Argentina and neighboring Chile. Thousands of people gathered in Patagonia, which is regarded as being one of the best vantage points in Argentina. The period of total darkness lasted just over 2 minutes. Several spectators said the eclipse was an awe-inspiring sight, and one eclipse watcher said it was like being reborn. All right, and that does it for the news at 6. We'll see you back here tonight at 10 with your latest headlines and, of course, an update of weather.